Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the Horowitz NIDCHEI YISRAEL, and we're speaking about the unfortunate spiritual tragedy that the Horowitz is talking about, where people began abandoning tefillah b'tzibur, davening together with a minyan, and how much a person is weakened by the Yetzer Hara, who tries to convince them it's not important, you don't need it, so on and so forth. And as a result of abandoning one's regular daily minyan, there are many other ills and evils that will come along with that, which is about what the Horowitz is going to tell us right now. And instead of going to shul to daven, perhaps he's lucky if he still davens in the house. He davens in his office when he gets to work for 5 minutes, puts on his tefillin, and so on and so forth. But listen what the Horowitz writes. Through this, by not going to shul and not going to his regular minyan, mizbatel etzloi gam shir ha'torah kishu me'ezeh chabura chay adam ha'in Yaakov. There's shiurim that take place after the shir, or after the davening, or before the davening. They would learn Chai Adam, which was learning halachas, daily living, Ein Yaakov, which are explanations of the hashkafa, the esoteric statements in the Gemara, v'achar kach, and then if you don't go to shul, then you miss that shir. V'achar kach maschil ha'yetzer lefatoisai. Then the Yetzer begins to seduce a person and trick a person. Levati leprakim gam b'tfilah shachris. You don't have to daven shachris every single day. Do you need to? It's enough if you put on your tefillin. That's good enough. What do you need shachris for? You don't have to do it every day. And the person stops going every day. He'll go on Mondays and Thursdays to shul so he can hear the Torah. And that's about all that he does. He says, look, when I'm at home, I'll do what I do. I don't want to miss hearing the Sefer Torah being read. So I'll go on Mondays and Thursdays. However, but as time goes on, Shenasets like a heter becomes more and more permissible to him what he's doing. Gam kriyas ha'Torah einoi safun beinav. Suddenly, even the reading of the Torah in shul on Monday and Thursday, that's not important to him either. And then he cuts himself back. He just shows up in shul on Shabbos to daven. But as time will go on, where he's so disconnected to his Yiddishkeit and so disconnected to his tefillah b'tzibur and so disconnected to the minyan, he will not even come to shul on Shabbos. Maybe Shabbos Rosh Chodesh, special to say Hallel. And he comes at the time when the Chazan is singing. Then after that, the Yetzer will be mechazik, will strengthen even more. And he'll say, just be like those bad guys over there. You don't even have to put on tefillin every day. Monday, maybe Thursday, maybe Sunday when you have time. No, what's the big deal? And the tefillin itself is the pe'er, is the crown is on our heads, and a person will begin to abandon that mitzvah as well. Klal advarim, says the Horowitz, the main idea that I'm trying to get across is Hayetzer mischazik lito me'am Yisrael kol hoidoi v'hadaroi. The Yetzer Hara is working very hard to remove from Klal Yisrael all of their nobility and their prestige, and he doesn't want to stop until he succeeds taking it away from us. And therefore, Rabbi, we have to be strong and we have to be committed. And you can't give up a single day of davening, especially with a tzibur, with a minyan, because you miss 1 day, you'll end up missing 2 days. You miss 2 days, you miss 3 days. And then you'll miss in your house, and so on and so forth. The next thing you know, you're barely keeping mitzvahs anymore. And Puk Chazi, take a look at the world, and you will see very clearly the prophetic words and insights of the Horowitz. Hundreds, if not thousands, of people are living their lives like this. They start off strong, and they're in minyanim, and they're coming, and they're going to classes, and then one day they miss, and another day they miss, and another day they miss, and the next thing you know, a couple of years later, the guy is barely davening a day in his life. He barely puts on tefillin, and if he does, it's mamish in 32 seconds, puts it on and takes it off, and he has to run into the office, or he's in the office, he keeps it in his drawer, and he puts it on. What happened to the minyan? How come everybody else in Klal Yisrael, if they want to, they could daven with the minyan in the morning, but you can't daven? How come everybody else can put on the tefillin, but you can't put on your tefillin, everybody else can come to shul on Shabbos, but you can't come to shul on Shabbos? Why is it like that? And he's saying it's all the Yetzer Hara. The Yetzer Hara comes inside of the person and tries to seduce them and fool them and trick them and make them think it's not a big deal, says the Chavetz Chaim. It's the biggest deal in the world. We need every yid and we need every tefillah, especially during these times in history. There's so much that is uncertain and unknown that is going on. We need every tefillah of every Jew in Klal Yisrael. And therefore, Rabbi said, let's be mechazik ourselves. Let's strengthen ourselves in the way of tefillah, b'tzibur, davening together with the minyan. It keeps us connected, it keeps us strong, it keeps us focused and dedicated. You will not miss a davening and you will not miss a tefillin when you are together with the minyan and be'ez Hashem, and that's chos. It should be a nachas, a ruach, liyotzvay, pleasure to the Rabbi Shalom. He should bring us back to the ultimate house, the ultimate place, where we'll be able to express our tefillahs from the depths of our heart, with the building of the Bayis Shlishi, the third Beis Hamikdash, b'mheira v'yameinu. Amen.